Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back.
To the post-credit show, May 12th. I was going to say 13th for a second.
But it is kind of May 13th.
It's kind of May the 13th.
Because you're going to be, if you're watching this on May 13th.
If you're watching this on the Rewind.
You're what? Yeah. Ooh.
On the Rewind.
Ooh, good name.
Yeah. Rewind cast.
Rewind cast. Oh, dear.
Let's just do that with everything.
Hey, Blue Lava.
This is the post-credit show
yes.
where we talk about games, movies,
and other assorted stuff we've been doing over the week. That's Tony.
That's Nick. That's still Nick.
That's how we introduced each other in the first episode.
A couple times.
So. And then, every once in a while we do it. So, and since it's just the two of us.
Yes, we can pull that off. It's weird. It's weird when we do that to Chris.
Yeah. That's
Chris.
And he's just like, what do I do? How do I...
What do now?
Who do I introduce? And it's like, too late.
You've blown that chance.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It's like, that's Tony, that's Chris, and then he's like, and that's Nick, and then Chris is just like, oh.
And then he just talks about sports and Game of Thrones.
Which is good, because, like, I
can't Game of Thrones.
And I'm enough of a sports guy, I can handle the sports piece.
I fake it. full on. I don't know what I talk about.
And Tony bandwagoned hard for this, which we all appreciate. But and then Game of Thrones.
Game of
Thrones.
Like,
what do we know?
There's
a dragon.
The chair's real hard to sit on.
It's must full be. Of swords. So it got all those swords.
Something like that.
I don't know.
So, what have we done this week? What have you done?
You know, I really have to, I should bring, my Switch downstairs and open up my Steam and be, the most recent stuff I've done all the time when I do this stuff. This week's been...
It's kind of an emotional wreck this week.
Okay, so hockey, obviously.
Let's just pull that Band-Aid off now.
Okay, hold on.
Are we getting our special cast ready? We'll just go like this.
Oh, good, you did that right at the right time. Good work.
Yeah. Sportsing. Oilers.
But the Oilers are out of the playoffs.
I had a good run.
We did, and you know what? Honestly,
it looked like a really strong game. Last game, anyways.
You look back at our run in the
our history.
Well, no, but even our run in this playoffs, and you go and you're like, oh, we lost. How did we lose? And then you go, oh, right, I didn't even expect us to make the playoffs this year. I expected us to be a contender and maybe fighting for that last spot.
No, we ended up being the second in our division.
And we ended up being the second in our division, and you're going what?
Yeah.
So the fact that we made it into the playoffs was amazing.
Yeah. So good job.
Good job, Oilers.
Yeah.
Will we be talking about sports much more? Maybe if Chris is here.
Yeah, because he probably watches the rest of it, right? I think that's his thing, right?
Well, the Predators and the Ducks play tonight, so go Preds. Because
anything
to heck with you, Ducks.
Not Anaheim.
Yep. And then obviously being Canadian, you kind of want Ottawa to take it now. Yeah, if anybody else is going.
I'm okay with Ottawa.
Sure.
I'm okay with Ottawa.
Because none of my other teams are in it. Because I always I have a secondary team all the time, and usually they are from the States, but none of them are playing. So.
I'm okay. I'm interested to see what happens with Pittsburgh. Honestly, maybe I'm thinking I'll watch their games.
Pittsburgh and Ottawa?
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
Because on one hand, I really want Ottawa to take it.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I really like Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
So it's like...
and we're at the point now in the playoffs where you can literally be like...
It's going to be a good game one way or the other.
I want this... you're just I'm going to go watch good hockey.
Yeah. Not to say that our last series wasn't good hockey.
No, but you're sitting there going I can honestly watch the Ducks and the Predators and be like, good hockey, good job, Ducks.
Yeah.
Way to play that game. You played you rocked that game. Good job.
Yeah.
Whereas before, if the Ducks played well and beat us, I'd be like, oh, stupid Ducks beating us like that. So.
No.
I mean, now we can just watch hockey for the fun of it and not be panicking.
I know. Not have anxiety attacks every time it goes into our zone.
Holding a duck, I have my big stuffed duck that I have during the playoffs, and you're just like.
Yeah.
We pulled our goalie with 2 minutes left in the last game, which is what you do.
Yes,
you're down by one, you pull your goalie.
Especially, yes, that's a tactic.
It is. It is the tactic. So we're down, and I'm just I've got the duck at a stranglehold.
If that just floats into our
we're done. That's it. It's for sure it. And then we're actually getting chances, and you're like, come on, go in, come on, go in, come on, go in.
As soon as it gets over there, they rush it back, and then it's
like, come on. So yes, Oilers, thank you for an awesome playoff run.
Yes, well fought to the bitter end.
We'll see you there next year.
Yeah.
The Ducks waiting.
Yeah. Although it's funny, this breaks the Ducks.
It breaks their curse.
Their own curse.
Which is good. You know what? We helped them break a curse. We broke our own curse of not making the playoffs at all.
10 plus years.
11 in total.
Yes.
It's like, I actually had someone who came in the next day, and they were very upset the Oilers had lost, and they were very upset because they thought it was going to be another 10 years before the Oilers were in the playoffs again, and you're just like, no, like next year, bud. Like,
I feel like this, like it's the start of the beginning.
Yeah, we have a very good team put together, and as long as we can keep some of those core pieces of the team together, we'll be all right. So,
yeah, and Todd McCullough did very, very well.
I thought our coach did well. I thought, obviously, the entire organization actually did very well this year. So, and that was the big piece of that was, and I mean, Chris and I have talked about this a lot, is we got rid of all of those old Oilers. We've put them into positions where they can't actually affect the team. So we can't fire them because that would look bad. Mm-hmm. But like Kevin Lowe is now like in a little corner office just sitting there doing nothing. And what's his name? Our old coach. You know the guy. Either way. He was our GM and did almost nothing to help the team. And so now we've and then we kept bringing in Oilers as coaches and this people as coaches and this is we finally found a good coach. We've kept that coach. We brought in a new general manager who actually made trades that needed to be made. Mm-hmm. You know, you look at the Taylor Hall trade, and people were upset about it. It clearly worked for our team. Mm-hmm. You know, we got a good defenseman out of it, Larson, who was like a playoff hero by the end of this thing. You know, we got rid of, again, what I thought was the toxicity of David, or not McDavid, but Hall. Got rid of him, which was a betterment for our team as a whole.
Because as a coach, or as captain rather, you need to be.
And he was never captain, but he was expecting to be captain because he was Taylor Hall. Whereas McDavid's like, I'm going to come to that team. I'm going to play the best hockey I can play. And he was injured for most of last season.
That's why we didn't really make it.
Which is why we kind of didn't make it. And then at the same time, McDavid comes in this year as captain after not playing a ton last year. As like the youngest captain in the NHL,
scoring 100 points before,
and gets 100 points in the NHL, and then
scores 100 goals rather, right?
No, he got 100 points. So he got 60 assists and 40 goals.
Okay,
over the course of the season.
100 points.
What 100 points?
It's total. Whatever that trophy is, the Hart Gold one,
the Hart trophy. Yeah. So he gets that, and you sit there going like, that's captain material. And at the same time, he's very like, our team did well, they did well, blah blah blah. Like he could probably score 100 goals in a night and be like, the team did super well tonight.
Right, because like if you watch the last two series, it's like he scored. Yeah. But, like, it wasn't just him scoring.
No, and I mean, Draisaitl goes on a run, and McDavid's just like, he played awesome tonight. He's so glad he could, help out the team. And you're just like, damn, man. Like, he's not upset that he didn't score.
McDavid. Yeah. Good guy McDavid.
Yeah, really he was. So, either way.
Doesn't know how to take a picture, though.
Oh, man.
I love those pictures. If you ever look on the social media watching, like, look at the old Asian couple and the old...
There's an old Asian couple and
like an old Indian couple or old Indian woman or
no, there's a like it looks like a flight attendant almost hugging him like a middle-aged woman hugging him and then these two elderly people next to him.
He's just got that look. He's like,
well, because I think people just like grab him.
Yes, and I'm sorry. Like at this point, if I ever get that photo op with McDavid, I'm telling him do that thing because we're doing that. You don't need to smile at all. Just do that again.
Like we've taken pictures with people at comic expos and that kind of stuff, and you don't just like. You can sit there and go like, hey, can I put my
shake your hand?
Can we, and they'll sit there and make, they'll initiate usually the how close can we be together?
And I love how cool he was about it. They were asking him about those pictures afterward. He's like, well, it happened. Yeah,
that's exactly what it looks like. Like
it was awkward. Whatever. It's funny.
When an old man grabs your hand with this hand, like reaches across and grabs this way to hold onto your hand,
and holds you like this,
so he can grip your arm this way, like you're not going anywhere. And that was most of the headlines was like old Asian couple adopts McDavid. Like watch them pick him up at the airport.
They're waiting for him when he comes back.
So either way, sports guys.
Yes, that's it. Thanks for joining us. Yes.
Speaking of sports,
I
got a new game for my Switch.
Yes.
It also came out on a bunch of other platforms, but
PC and PS4, I believe. I think Xbox missed the boat on this one.
Which is really funny that it made the Switch, right? And the Switch does have some issues. There's some load time issues and that
I
kind
think
of
it's
stuff.
got some frame rate issues too. Like it looks kind of chunky from what I've seen, anyways.
From what I've played, it's been pretty good. It's really the load times. Like you start a game, and considering it's 2 players on each side and a pretty basic background that only has so many animations, it should not take like 2 minutes to load a game.
That's kind of That's
But the developers are like, guys, we wanted to get it out to you day one. We know there's issues. We're patching the fixes in.
Right, because all the small. I don't know if it's a small indie developer making NBA playgrounds.
Well, it's EA, but it's a smaller
right.
team.
So like if you look at other teams too, like when Mr. Shifty came out, man, that game it's still kind of rough, but they're working on it.
And they've
sent
actually,
it out. I think they're reducing the patch size right now.
Yes, so they actually went on to Reddit.
AMA.
And did an update on the Nintendo Switch subreddit, going like, the patch is done.
We're just shrinking.
But the Unity thing makes the patch this big because it puts a bunch of like extra stuff in there that doesn't need to be there. We're working with the Unity people to get it to this big so we can send it out as a patch and not like another full-sized game, essentially.
Another like 2 gigs.
Yeah, so the developers for all this stuff coming out on Switch, like people are sending them feedback, and a lot of them are starting to reply, which is just it's a crazy world, man. It's a crazy world.
You make a game, it's not good, you get the feedback. You can make it better.
In case you didn't know what game I'm talking about, NBA Playground.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I actually said it or not, but yeah, NBA Playground is the game I'm playing.
Yeah.
2-on-2 basketball, a la NBA Jam, like, spiritual successor, essentially.
Yeah, pick up and play, ideally.
Big heads.
Very cartoony animations.
And you make it like I missed like...
At any point does your basketball light up in flames?
No, so it's not NBA Jam.
Yeah, no, it's not sold. Not sold.
There's a special boost you can get after you've dunked enough, where yes, you get like a purple flame following, but the purple flame means it's bound for the net no matter what.
So
like you can run
full court shot.
Well, no, you have to pass half court to activate it.
Oh, lame.
But as soon as you pass half court, like my guy just whips the ball and it goes in the net, and you're just like 3 points. Because why waste that shot on a dunk? And I've done it a couple times because in the tournament games, there are trophies you can get. And not for winning the game, but for completing a specific...
Achievement.
A specific task.
So achievements.
So one of the tasks was score 20 points by only shooting 2-point shots. And that counts dunks, obviously, as well. So
yeah.
I got the magic purple ball of doom that can go in from anywhere, essentially. And I'm like, well, I need to make 2-point shots or it doesn't work. So I dunked that one, and yeah, there's this big trail of like purple fire as you go down into the net. So, and then you get different superstars, and they all have different moves attached to them that glow like the ball glows gold and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the announcers make fun of you. To a point where they tell you to just hit the reset button and like start over. And I mean, honestly, it's true because the game has a really strong learning curve, and even the devs, like, again, people have sent them a message going, could you have a practice mode? Like, it tells us, like, how long am I pressing this button? Because there is a perfect shot in there. We were talking about it earlier. You get the perfect shot off, you get an extra point. So you can shoot a 3-point shot, and if you nail it, like, it's perfect timing.
But it's no longer 3 points.
It's now 4 points. You get that extra point.
Just like real basketball.
Or if you time your dunk perfectly or your 2-point perfectly, it actually comes out as 3 points instead of 2.
Right.
So it's like, everybody's like, can we have a practice mode that actually, on a bottom screen somewhere goes like, too late, too early,
shows
too late,
you a little meter?
Yeah, because in the game it says early, late if you miss.
Yeah.
But if you sink the ball, you're like...
Okay.
It goes 3 points, and you're like... But was I like a millisecond early or a millisecond
too late?
And it'd be nice if practice mode kind of had a bar at the bottom going like, "Hey, I can count to like 1 and let go." Not complete 2. Obviously, you get like the out and let go.
I feel like that would be a really good opportunity to have HD Rumble though.
And HD Rumble's in the game, but yeah, they don't want to obviously give it away. Like, here's the perfect shot.
Or it's like it slowly winds up until it's like too much.
Yeah. So. Yes, there are some improvements that need to be made to the game. The developers know. The online's not even in the game yet. Like they're just like, have game.
I wonder if it's online on the PC or PS4.
I'm not sure. I don't honestly know. But I wanted the sports game and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, because there's still no hockey.
There will never be hockey.
There won't be hockey on a Nintendo Switch for quite a bit.
But
I think I'll pick up a FIFA game though. I think I'll pick up that.
and one of the big things was it doesn't look as pretty on handheld mode.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think the resolution takes a huge dive.
the resolution takes a huge dive, but for me, like I said, it's saving battery power.
It is.
So for me, this is more of a party game than anything else.
Which I'm surprised that it takes a dip like that, especially if you plug it into the wall and still play.
I see. If I can see it being
surprised.
plugged in and it not boosting it up, like knowing that it's attached to a power source. But at the same time, they wanted to make sure when it's portable, which kudos to them.
I'm interested to see the
because they know
future-
they're not Zelda. You don't need to be like pretty all the time. They're like we're a 2-on-2 sports fun game. Like
I'm interested to see Switch games moving forward. That shift between TV mode and handheld mode, because Minecraft came out recently, and people did some comparison shots with that, and it looks amazing in TV mode. But when you throw that out of the dock, you can't see super far.
And again, like you got to balance,
or as far as you would on the hand and dock mode,
right? But you got to balance out
And,
how much power you're using
versus how long do you want to play this in handheld mode,
right? Like, do you want to be able to go on a road trip with? Or, take it on the bus and go home and come, like, that kind of thing. And if it's going to take a dip in quality but still be able to play Minecraft.
I think at some point...
And a Minecraft that I can get home and go, click.
Right. I think at some point, though, I would rather know that I'm going to get less battery power and still have an amazing looking game. Because you look at something like Mario Kart.
Sure.
I'll play it for about half an hour or an hour with some friends, and I would have lost 20% battery.
Yeah,
and I'd be okay with that because I know in the back of my mind it's like it still looks like Mario Kart.
And I think the big thing on that one is those are Nintendo games. Nintendo has always known how to get the most out of any of their systems.
I just think a lot of developers aren't taking the plunge yet into
let's
make our games look awesome in both modes and then dip it.
But NBA Playground sold so well. Like all the games that EA is putting out for Switch have been selling well enough.
In their defense, isn't it only like 2 though?
But it's at the point now where EA's like, we got to be making more games for Switch, which that's big.
Yes,
like
because this time around, EA kind of
went like, we're done making games.
Yeah, they threw in the towel.
Yeah.
They throw in the towel like 2 months in or something like that.
So this time it's like 2 months in, and they're going,
oh, there could be something here.
We didn't make enough games, guys. We gotta come on. What else can we give them? Hockey.
No.
NHL 2018.
Apparently not. No, you're getting a soccer game. I take a wrestling game.
And even the people want Madden, like Madden football.
That would be excellent. I think even that could be a really good game for, especially with the handheld stuff. Yep. You could have touchscreen stuff on there and still not have it be super intrusive as to like, hey, you're getting a different experience if you put it on the TV and with the touchscreen. You can still...
Well, and again, like Madden football, it is the American FIFA, essentially. Like, FIFA's a big game.
Everywhere else, that's not America.
Yeah. Madden is that game where if you can take it on the go, you're going to sell so many Switches in America because people can take their football.
You're still going to have stock issues.
Oh. Well, and that's why even NBA 2K17 is coming out, or whatever.
I'd be okay with buying that, I think.
But when that comes out, that'll be, again, a big enough seller because 2K games for basketball do fairly well.
Because right now you have a good audience picking up Switches, people that want to play Mario Kart, people who want to play the Zelda or Street Fighter, weirdly enough Neo Geo games, I guess.
Yeah, a ton of them.
A lot of them.
And then a bunch of indie games, which is good to see.
Like Tumbleseed?
Yeah, Tumbleseed's apparently amazing.
Like the Dark Souls of marble games is what the brief review that I saw. Which I didn't think you could do that.
Challenge accepted.
We've got Thumper coming out in a couple days, which I'm actually looking forward to quite a bit because I've heard nothing but good things about it on the PS4.
Yep.
And regrettably, I won't be playing it in VR if you get it on the Switch, but I think at some point, because they said that it will have HD Rumble support.
And now you can play it on the go.
Right, and with it being such like a visceral music rhythm game, I think that's what I'd be looking for. Because as cool as Voez is, I can't actually see myself playing that for an extended period of time.
Yeah,
because Voez looks really, really uncomfortable to play.
Yes.
Because you have to snap off your Joy-Cons, you have to hold it in a weird spot, and on top of that, obviously, there's no TV mode.
Right.
And so it's like, oh,
But yeah, so no, NBA Playground, cool game. Glad that it's actually selling well enough. Or
I think a combination of all the platforms is helping, for sure.
it is, and the fact that two people, again, like they're on the Nintendo subreddit talking about that game. Like some of the devs are on there, like, you know, or at least they're replying to the emails and all that stuff that people are sending them about it. And it's just very positive news coming back from the developers on that one. So and then a lot of people on the subreddit are like, when this patch comes out, I'm buying it.
Yep.
When this patch comes out, I'm buying it. And I'm hoping EA, obviously, with them wanting more games on the Switch, are looking at the subreddit at least going like, people will buy this
I'm
game.
trying to think of a game that was doing that recently on the Switch, where it's like, oh, that you're doing this with a game? I'm reverse. I'm sold. I'm trying to think of what's coming out. Can't think of it off the top of my head.
So
it's an upcoming game, but either way.
So yeah,
So,
I
NBA.
NBA, and I got some new Pokemon cards.
Yay! Pokemon cards. The newest set.
The newest, yeah. I went and got.
Sun and Moon, Guardians Rising.
Well, so I went because the people I play with wanted me to get new cards because they don't really build decks, and I just bought the pre-made like Articuno deck the last time, and I've been trouncing them with it, so they're all like, "You need to build a different deck." They shouldn't have asked that. Okay, well, because honestly, like I sit there going with a deck, and I'm like, if I buy new cards, you realize I'm only going to take the good cards out of these, exchange them for the cards I never use out of this deck.
You need to make a brand new deck.
And, like, I could make a brand new deck. It'll still have an Articuno in it, though. But that's what I mean. So, yeah, I went and got the Decidueye box that's a deck all on its own.
Yes, that's the theme deck, yeah.
It's the theme deck. And I went and bought that because I'm like, okay, at least I know I'm going to get all my grass energies, and I wanted to do a water grass type mixed combo thing, see how that goes. Because, again, the people I play with it is just for fun, and we're not obviously tournamenting or anything like that.
Yeah, you're not gonna have fun with what you built at a tournament. let's be honest.
Exactly. But I can have fun with a bunch of people who have, honestly, less idea of what's going on in this game. So it works out pretty good.
Yeah.
So I bought that, and then at the same time, they had that nice box of the Guardians Rising stuff, and I'm like...
Yeah, those Elite Trainer boxes are excellent sells for kids.
And you know what? But honestly, they come with enough stuff in them, because I needed...
Energies.
I needed energies. 2, I needed the card sleeves.
Yes.
Like, 2, the box helps now because I have enough cards that I need a freaking box. Like, before when I had the one deck, I'm like, I have my little deck. I am happy.
No.
Now all of a sudden I have all these boosters that came in the thing, and I'm like, oh man, extra cards.
You have your dice, and you have your...
Yeah, it came with the dice, which is nice, and the actual hard...
poison and burn markers.
Yeah, which is
and you
nice.
get GX markers with that too.
I got a hard GX marker.
Yeah,
too.
so you get GX markers with those too.
So, and the people I play with are very confused about the GX thing because they finally all got into the EX thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, GX, and I'm like, yeah, you get to use it once. Like, you only get to use one per battle ever. Like,
yes.
Not like, oh, this Pokemon's dead, I'll use a different one now, and I'll use his GX. It's like, no, one.
No.
So I've put Wishy Washy into my deck. I got the Wishy Washy GX card. So his GX move is 220 damage.
And I think you get to move the energy around, don't you?
And then you have to move your energy to your other Pokemon in any way you want.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there going, so if he's about to, like, if Wishy Washy's going, use that move.
And then you can power something else up on the bench with
up like 2 or 3 other cards on the bench.
It's sort of the takeaway because it takes 5 energy.
Yes. So, it takes a lot of energy to use it in the first place. So I'm just like, okay, this is fun. So yeah, I still have some deck building to do, but
we'll build you a deck.
Well, I'm sitting there going like,
we'll build you a deck. So.
I was talking to some of my coworkers, and I'm like, yeah, they want me to build a deck, and I'm like, they don't quite understand. Like, did they forget about you? Like, so either way, I bought it, and it comes with all this extra junk, but those boxes are actually a pretty good deal if you're...
It's like, if you're just starting out, I honestly recommend those all the time.
And I was really happy with that Articuno deck that I would, like, the premium theme deck, which was perfect. But yeah, if you're looking for the boosters and just getting started with sleeves,
because I think it costs like $55,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So.
And you get the box.
Yeah, the box is excellent for storing extra cards.
That's what I mean. Like, and the box actually comes with the divider, like some dividers. Like, the whole thing kind of sets you up for Pokemon. It's not like the big tin boxes that you can get that have...
Yeah, I don't like those metal, those awkward non-hexagonal shaped
Well, there's
tins.
the little ones, and then you can get like the big ones, and it's like, and I forgot.
I'm trying to think what those big ones are.
It's like the last one was like a Mewtwo thing, so you actually got like
that $200 piece of garbage.
Stupid expensive.
Okay, yeah, that's the only Pokemon thing that I won't recommend.
Right.
Unless you're like into collecting stuff.
Well, and I know someone who bought it because they didn't actually read the box.
Yes.
And they're like, it just came with booster packs.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
And at that, not very good ones. Because I know the packs that come with that. It's not actually worth anything.
So it's just like, I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, these cards are so expensive. And I'm like, but you can get a theme deck for like $20.
Yes.
And they're like, what? And I'm like, they're the little decks.
They
like,
come pre-made. They got all you need.
Everything you need is in that box.
Yes. Yes.
And they're just like, oh. What? But what?
Yes.
And I'm like, do you want to all just give me $20 and I'll just go buy you a variety of these things? Like, because they were very, very. It was like, it's like $50 when I go to the store, and I'm like, what cards are you buying?
If I'm spending $50, I'm gonna know what I buy.
Yeah,
like, and I know that giant box was not worth it. It is heavy.
Yeah.
It is full of junk that you don't need.
Well, and again, you have enough stuff now where you're okay on the front of like you don't need the box and the sleeves and all that stuff.
No.
But if you're needing all of that stuff,
those elite trainer boxes are excellent. Between those and a theme deck, like for $100, you're getting whereas that other one that you were talking about, like that's
you get some booster packs and some little collectible thingies and some other stuff.
Honestly,
like it gives you.
There's some semantics to why that box came out, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's a stupid box.
Well, and even like because even those ones that were like the championship decks.
Those are actually really good too.
Those are really good too because obviously they were built for.
There's a reason why some of those decks won.
Yeah.
What are you? Oh, we've been missing comments.
Oh dear. To the Twitch.
Hello, Twitch.
To the Twitch to block things.
So we're gonna block.
We're gonna block a few of you now, yo.
Whoa. Hi.
Oh. Yep. We're coming.
I don't know who any of those people. Oh, other than that one.
We're wrong one. Dashboard. We're gonna dash to it. We're gonna dash. No.
Not really.
All right. So, where is everything on here now?
I don't know.
Oh, why is it empty? Viewer list.
I don't know what a biche is.
Why are we getting yelled at, Tony?
I don't know. It's
Tony,
the internet.
Why are we getting?
I don't know.
But I can make them all go away.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, I think. Do they not remember that people have control like that?
I don't know. I don't know. Either way, thanks for the views.
Thanks you.
Thanks.
Yes, you've actually helped more.
You have. And your comments are gone. Isn't that neat?
Neat.
Wow.
Trick.
Wow, that was cool. So that's what I've pretty much been doing.
Yeah.
Other than that, getting home from work and passing out.
Yes, because we no longer have that thing to watch.
Well, I was just say the next day I got home and I lay down on the couch and was just like,
hey, I don't have the thing.
I forgot I put on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I was just, new episodes, and I'm like, oh, that's what I watched.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I watched some new episodes of that, which, whatever, it's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You should watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's an amazing looking show. It's an amazing, funny show.
I also finished the entire season of The Great Indoors.
Whoa.
It is the sitcom starring Joel McHale.
Okay.
Stephen Fry.
All right.
And, because I never know his name, but the guy who played McLovin.
Oh.
Chris Mr.
Further. Sure.
From again,
Superbad.
And I was not actually a fan of Superbad. Sorry to break that to y'all, but
I could care less.
I remember when that movie came out and everybody was like, Superbad, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, McLovin. Yeah, Christopher Mintz-Plasse is also in it. And he actually plays a pretty chill dude, but the whole show is essentially Joel McHale was an adventurer type guy who wrote for an adventure magazine, and he got summoned back into the system because they were no longer sending him out into the world. He now had to write for a website because the magazine was dying.
Yes, as it is.
So yeah, true to life story. And Christopher Mintz-Plasse and his group of nerds are the ones that run the website, trying to get page views and that kind of, like us,
Life imitating art.
Yeah.
And art imitating life. Yes.
Like trying to get page views. So like they're on Instagram and they're doing this and they're trying to teach Joel McHale, who's literally lived in the wilderness for most of his life, doing all this adventurous stuff, like how the new modern world works.
Right.
And then there's Stephen Fry, who's the manager of this magazine website.
I can see him in that kind of a role.
And he's pretty much a raging alcoholic.
I can see him doing that.
He's pretty much a raging, his one line, he comes out and he's like, Jack, who's Joel McHale, and he goes, I hate to inform you of this, but our dear friend has passed away. And Jack, freaks out, like, well, who died? And he's like, our dear friend Captain Morgan, like, we should probably go commiserate in my office. And then they go and have a drink together and that kind of thing. My only weird thing is seeing Joel McHale in a show with a laugh track.
Yeah, he's not typically that, is he?
Well, I watched him on Community for so long.
I'm trying to think of anything else he's been in.
Where he delivers the line and...
No laugh, but he's a dry.
Well, but he delivers the joke and now there's a laugh with it. And he has to pause for that. It's a very unnatural thing to see after seeing him on Community for so long.
Yeah, because his humor kind of trails.
Yeah, because it's like, and blah, 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 Abed, and then he would just stop and you're like, Now he sits there and pretty much does the same thing to Christopher Mintz-Plasse. And, you get the laugh track with it. And you're like, this is odd. But it's actually not a bad show. And apparently it's doing okay in the ratings, so we might actually see it come back. So, Joel McHale will actually get
a paycheck.
Another show.
Well, he's on others. He's got some stuff coming up.
He's got a Netflix show he's going to be, or not a show, but a documentary movie.
He was on Bill Nye for a little bit.
Yeah. He's got his own comedy tour that he does. Yeah. So yeah, Joel McHale, it's not like he's hurting for business. It's just nice to see him on TV.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if he really wanted to, he'd do something huge.
Yeah. So yeah, no, the TV show is pretty I watched it enough to watch the whole. I think the first couple episodes, kind of finding its feet, but once it does, it kind of. So, cool show.
Cool.
Now I'm done.
Yep.
I think.
Well, now without the sport that we watch in
with these sports.
I've been doing a lot more Persona 5.
Yep.
Actually, I spent a lot more time in Persona 5. Just that game is.
Chock full of stuff to do.
It is eating up a lot of my life, and I feel like every time I play it, there is a new factor.
Oh yes.
And I feel like I'm still playing a tutorial, because it'll be like, hey, now you can fuse your personas this way. Oh, now you can turn them into items this way, and I'm like, no, I don't want it.
I don't want to change how I'm playing again.
But the story's actually moving faster than a typical Persona game has been.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say I'm about 50, 60 hours in now. I'd say about halfway. I'm still about halfway. If I really need to put a value on where I am, but that's just how the Persona games go. They are very long. They're very drawn out. They have huge amounts of story, lots of character development.
Yep.
And especially this time around, everything's fine tuned in it. There are still some game elements to that franchise that I just don't like how it plays off.
Yep.
Once in a while, I'll go into a dungeon and monsters will, because how the game works, and I think I've talked about this in the past, where it's you find your elemental weakness, and if you can exploit it, you get an extra attack.
Okay.
So, for example, one of the monsters that I face against, they have these certain attacks that, for some reason they will always hit my weakness. I don't know why, but the same rule applies to them. They'll have another shot at me, and for whatever reason, they just hit everything on the right key, and then they'll wipe my party out in one turn, regardless of how leveled my players are.
But I am a god.
It almost feels like you should be and for some reason the game RNG just shits all over you. At that point it's like, I just lost.
At that point it's not a random number generator.
It's a shit on your day generator.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it's still a really well built game, because it's very rare actually that you see RPGs with game elements that go crossways, where the computer has the same advantages as you do.
Yeah.
Because in say Final Fantasy VII, for instance. Like, you might know your weakness of your opponent
Sure.
or your enemy, but in Persona, or actually in Final Fantasy, like, they can't hit you for weakness because your characters don't ever have a weakness. Whereas in Persona, like, you have to watch out your party composition because if everyone's
Weak against,
say lightning or whatever like that,
sure,
you're gonna have a bad day. Pick a time later.
I'm gonna pick a time.
Pick a time later.
Pick a time.
Pick a time.
Not right now.
This is a bad time.
Now would be bad.
That's a bad time.
Now would be super bad.
That's a bad time.
Ah, I brought it back. Yes,
So-
9:30 will work. We will still not be talking at 9:30. If we are, there's going to be some people upstairs that will not be happy.
Yes, that's true.
So.
But yeah, like I'm super digging Persona 5, and
Well, that's good.
honestly, like it's still one of the strongest games in this series, and I still think it.
But that's good to hear too, because
I
like,
know.
that's one of those things where
Yeah, RPGs are so hit and miss, especially JRPGs. Like,
especially JRPGs.
JRPGs are known to be extremely grindy.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about Persona series is if you play the story properly, like, you go in and do the story missions when you're supposed to,
Yeah.
you rarely have to do any grinding. And so, like, and where I am right now, I'm around like 40s or something like that in terms of levels.
Yep.
You can always actually see the average level of all the players in that part of the story, and it's like, oh, everyone's around the same level as you are. You're probably doing something right.
Yep.
Whereas it's like, oh, I'm like clearly 5 levels lower than everyone else in this story point. Maybe I should jump into the side dungeons and level up myself
Sure.
a little bit.
I'm redacting comments while we're good.
We're redacting.
Wow, because it sends it out to everything.
Fair enough.
Those lovely
Those
people.
fun people who don't know how the internet work.
They told me to move out of my parents' house.
They-
Joke's on them. I just bought it.
You did the next best thing.
Challenge accepted.
Done. So yeah, and I've been doing that and a little bit of Darksiders still here and there when I can squeeze it in, because that game is still super good. Like I
actually, if I'm not sure if it's still on there, but Humble Bundle has another sale going on in their store.
They always have a sale.
But
always-
it's one of their big ones, like their big pushes again.
Oh.
And yes, the Darksiders games were part of it. So you could get both Darksiders games definitive editions for $10, I think it was. So I'm like, yep, because I only had one of them on my computer, and I'm like, I shall now have them all.
I think I was in that same boat too, where I didn't have 2.
I think it was 2 I was missing. Yeah, I had one.
I didn't have 1,
Okay.
but I had 2.
Yep.
But I didn't have the definitive version of 2.
Oh, now I have the
I don't care.
definitive version of both.
I don't care enough about.
And right now on Humble Bundle 2, you can get Dungeons 2 free for a limited time.
Maybe I'll put it in my cart or whatever. I'm not overly worried. But other than that, I've been actually focused. It's funny that you're focusing on you bought Pokemon, because that's sort of what my thing is been this week. As I've been focusing on sort of what to do with Guardians Rising.
Yes.
If there was a set to buy,
Yep.
I would recommend Guardians Rising. It
It,
has the most value almost of every card I've seen in any set.
oh, yeah.
Like, every card in this set will be played in some form or fact. Like, it's you've got things like Tapu Lele, which start off at $45 a card. You've got
I like you're like the actual price of cards. When, like, even you came over tonight and looked at some of mine, and you're like, $5, and it's like, for that?
that literal pile of garbage, like literal and figurative pile of garbage, is worth $5. This set is going to change the meta by itself. There are so many good cards that's easily accessible by everybody,
Yeah.
and it's new, so it's go and buy it.
Yeah.
But it's going to change the format forever.
Which is probably a good thing, because
Yes.
I mean, honestly, and that's
And-
one of those things with card games is
'Cause
if
you
you
run-
don't keep them fresh.
Yes, because every year they do a annual rotation where
Yeah.
certain sets will get rotated out to keep the format
There, I'll just
a little bit different.
If we do it for sports, we can do it for Pokemon.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
This set in and of itself will really breathe a whole lot of fresh life into cards that typically you don't see in a deck.
Right.
As well, they've also done a lot of revamping to the way reprints work.
Yep.
And so, the short story is that there's a few cards that have come out since when did that XY set come out? Like almost a year and a half ago, I think. I don't know what it is, but usually, if cards have been in the format for about two years or so, they rotate them out to have new cards in.
Yep.
But when they reprint a card, that single card gets kept in the format for years and years and years and years
Right.
and years. And so there is a new ruling that's going to really change a lot of things going forward, where if a future card gets printed, or if a card gets reprinted in a newer set from an older set, it will maintain its set rotation from its older set. Meaning that even though this card's going to come out and it'll have a new art on it,
Yep.
it's still the old card. You cannot use it in any future tournaments and any
Right.
future rotations coming up, which was the big scare a couple weeks back, because in Japan there was a huge set that came out. It's called Best of XY, and they basically reprinted like everything that was playable over the past year and a half.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was afraid that when these cards ended up, because we get all the Japanese cards eventually.
Yes.
And so that was their biggest fear, is when these cards slowly when they make their way back to America,
Right.
that certain cards are going to be back legal. And that was the big scare. Is like, there's nothing in this rotation that would be new.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this new reprint ruling, it's going to help keep the format very fresh. It's going to keep it very different than every other year. And it's going to be easy to judge and very easy to hand out rulings. This is the best case scenario for the trading card game, honestly.
Well, and that and it always amazes me, because to me, Pokemon cards, when they came out, and I was what, grade 5, grade 6.
Yes.
100 years ago now. It seems like, again, we collected the cards.
Mm-hmm.
We tried playing the cards. Like, I was not good at that card game as a kid. No one knew it. No one was. We had the little the gems.
Yeah, little like fish marble.
The fish
things,
marbles, yeah.
Whatever fish markers.
We had those,
Yes.
and like everybody wanted Charizard.
To be fair, everyone still wants Charizard.
Because he was like the best card.
He
and
still is.
My Blastoise could kick its butt, but that was, because I was
That's neither here nor there.
Well, no, but back then it was hilarious because I was the only one with Blastoise, because everybody else was building
Yeah.
fire decks, and I'm like, I have a water deck because I like Squirtle.
Mhm.
And it was just, so people bring fire decks out, and I'm like, you're dead. You're dead. And they'd bring a Charmander out, and I'm like, it's dead. Because like my Wartortle could beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you might have a Charizard somewhere in that hand.
Or somewhere in
You
your
still
deck.
have to play him.
Yeah.
But I mean, it came from such a simple game to a point where, yeah, like, we talk about the tournaments for this thing, and it's just like,
Yeah, like the upcoming, there is a international tournament coming up in Indianapolis in a couple of weeks now, I think.
Yep.
I want to say in June or something like that, where it is getting to the point where there's actual prize money
like
available.
like
It is actually
mind-blowing, right?
getting really weird. It's getting super weird, and especially if you are, not 18 or older.
yeah.
That gets super complicated, because then your parents have to take that money, but they can't use it because it's for that kid.
So it's just kind of trust.
It
Oh
is,
my god.
it is yeah. It's gonna get super weird in the next years. Well, moving onwards, and especially when it comes to this big international tournament, because if they get the numbers that people are predicting, first place is walking away with $62,000. It's gonna be it's going to be wild.
Gonna have to change my deck around a little.
And on top of that, it's basically an instant invitation to Worlds, because you'll have enough championship points to get there.
Jeepers creepers. Like, and again, that just blows my mind. Like, that a game that
Started out of nothing. that
really
is
nothing.
now.
Can you think back to Pokemon when it first came out?
I don't think I ever imagined, as a kid, I'd be playing a card game like that now.
No.
Like,
Even the video games at this point, you're
Yes.
sitting there going like
there's massive video game tournaments as well. Like, people bring.
the breeding that happens in these games now.
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah, like people saying like, oh, you didn't breed that Pokemon properly. You can't. It's not tournament ready. It might be in the top 10 competitive.
Meanwhile, Nick's
Pokemons.
just here trying to fill out a Pokedex.
Yes, yeah, it's like I just want to finish the excellent story.
I have 100 Squirtles, and they're like trying to find the right IV sort of thing.
Yeah, no,
and
I
I'm
don't.
like, no, I just really like Squirtle.
You get the person with Eevees. I just want Eevee.
Yeah,
It's
that's
super
what
cute.
like. Well, and I do. I have a shit ton of Eevees because you have to keep evolving the fuckers. Like,
Yep. Every format they have a new one. So
yeah. So that's what I mean. It's like I gotta keep evolving this stupid thing, and that's the Alolan game. The only thing that has pissed me off is not having a national Pokedex.
Mm-hmm. I think that must be in it by now with the
No,
Pokebank.
it was built into the Pokebank. So the
Ah.
Pokebank is now your national Pokedex.
Oh, okay.
Which sucks because it's not actually in the game. So there's no Pokedex entry for Squirtle or any in the Alolan game.
I think that there should be.
I believe there should be, but there's.
I'm
not.
pretty sure there is. I don't.
It sucks. It's not because I
It must be in there somewhere.
It
'Cause
maybe
they,
not for us though.
Hmm.
Because I did the Pokebank came out and I'm like cool. Like start transferring all my guys in because that's what I do every time a new
Sure.
generation comes out and the bank opens up. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
time
because
to move over everybody so I can go fill up my decks. And I'm like, why isn't it unlocked a national dex? And you go online and they've put it into the Pokebank now. So you have to go into the Pokebank app and it will show you how many out of the 700 and some Pokemon there are you've actually caught.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh,
bummer.
that's weird. Because I'm sure at least there must be dex entries for the Sun and Moon versions of Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur.
Mm-hmm.
There must be somewhere.
I don't know. But yeah, I kind of it
Yeah, Pokemon has been wildly popular the last 5 or 6 years.
I was gonna say in a big resurgence because that was the big thing. Even people I work with, because I work with kids, and it's a big thing where people are like, Pokemon's still around. And I'm like, well, it never really went away.
Yeah.
But now we've gotten to the point where a lot of people I know who are our age are having kids and that kind of stuff, and they play Pokemon.
Their kids will play. By
And
proxy,
so-
play Pokemon.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's they're passing this on to their kids, going hey, you should look at
These cards are cool. These games were pretty cool. The shows were pretty good.
Well, there's enough kids where their parents are bringing out their old cards, going yeah, I have cards too,
What?
Yeah.
You're old.
You're old.
Thanks.
Yeah, someone called Bill Nye old today, and I'm like, well,
Yeah, that's not wrong.
shut up. Yeah, he is, but
That's not wrong, but no.
Bill Nye's old.
But yeah, that's been sort of my week is Persona 5 and figuring out what to do with Sun and Moon Guardians Rising.
With Guardians Rising.
So on store shelves now if you want to look for it. Yeah, it's a excellent set to invest in.
Yes.
Honestly, even the standard trainer cards, the standard Pokemon are really good.
There are, I was reading, again, I didn't read through all. I can. I have the entire...
You have the set spoiler.
I have the set spoiler right here if we want to delve into it. But yeah, there's some... there's
even
some cool
my
cards
friend
in
made a
there.
deck with Chandelure.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
Once during your turn, before your attack, you may move one damage counter from one Pokemon to another Pokemon.
So here's the trick. You run that
Yeah.
with...
See, this is why I have Tony around for this kind
You
of
run
stuff.
that
'cause
deck. You run it with, if I can flip to him.
Just trying to find it. It's okay. We're pausing.
I don't know if you can read
The Drampa.
the second attack, the one with the 3 energies.
Okay. If your bench Pokemon has any damage counters on them, this attack does 70 more damage on top of the 80 damage it already does.
So my friend built that deck, and we're just like, why is this working? You just moved 1 damage counter to your bench, and now you're doing all the damage.
So now Chandelure, if he's on the bench, can he still use that
Yes.
move? Cool.
So, yes.
Yeah, there are some wicked abilities coming out. Even I was reading some of them, and I'm just going, that's a... What?
Yes.
That seems... What?
Yeah.
The
one card that's really going to change, other than Tapu Lele,
Yep.
which it's in own self. It's its own bubble of ridiculous expensive.
Sure.
Field Blower is an excellent card in this set as well.
Got a couple of those.
Because we haven't had tool removal cards in the format for about a year and a half, and it's been really bad without tool removal.
Choose up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon, tool cards, and stadium cards in play,
And remove them.
and discard them.
So that stops things like Choice Band. It stops things like Assault Vest from really running the format rampant.
Yeah.
Because before you just slap down your Pokemon tools and kind of had, like you can't do anything about it. It's like that's on there forever.
Oh, for sure.
But now with Field Blower, it's going to change the format. Really.
Yeah. No, there's some cool stuff coming out in this stuff. Like it's
Aqua Patch is also a pretty cool card.
I saw that one.
Aqua Patch is cool. I'm trying to currently work with a Ninetales deck with Aqua Patch. If I can get that to work, man, that's going to be a fun little deck.
Attach a water energy for a card from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon.
So you play that card,
Yeah.
but it doesn't count as your attachment for the turn.
Pro tips. Yes, it doesn't.
So you can basically get something powered up in one turn.
Yeah.
And just kind of, wreck the field.
And again, it's funny. Again, I work with kids, so when you play Pokemon with them,
Oh, they're not going to understand.
they don't get a
half that.
bunch of that. But the fact that they skip putting energies down because it's not on their active Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
like it's really like trying to teach them strategies. It's a big thing
Yeah, like reading is a huge deal in this card game.
for sure. Which is why, honestly, like some schools ban this game.
I feel like it
Embrace this as hard as humanly possible.
Yeah, because kids are going to read this.
There's math involved. There's
There's
reading
reading.
involved. And again, I'm not saying replace obviously your math and like English classes with Pokemon, but if your kids are playing this stuff at recess and your school has firm rules, or like for us, we actually started a club
Why
once
don't
a
you
week
start a club? Yeah.
where there's a teacher in charge who knows what's going on, ish. And when a trade is going to happen,
Oh, yeah.
all of a sudden you have to go to a teacher. You have to go to you have to find an adult essentially and be like, we want to trade this and this. And it's like, okay, why are we trading this and this? Because a lot of times it comes down to, well, Tony told me that I have to trade this card to him.
No. That's
you-
not how it works.
And you go like, oh man, come
That's
on,
cute.
guys.
That's cute, but no.
And then when I do play them, I'm sitting there going like, I attack, and I'm like, are you sure you don't want to attach an energy to one of your benched Pokemon first?
Yeah,
like,
you don't. What if you lose everything on? You're putting a lot of gambling on the front there.
so I sit there like, and that's kind of how I talk to it. Like you sit there going, are you sure you don't want it? And they're like, well, why would I? And it's like, well, in case he dies,
Well, he's not gonna die.
as soon as he comes up, he can use like that attack instead of having to wait another turn to attach energies and do this. Oh.
And then they'll forget.
And then so they do it, and they're like, okay. And then they attack with that card, and you counter with something completely like you're like,
Wow.
nope. Then I pull my trap card,
Yeah.
and they're like, what? Come on, guys, really? Like,
You don't think I had my own tricks?
Yeah.
Like, you're not the only one with tricks.
as you're sitting there doing work on the side, and it's like, no, you can't do that because of this card. Like,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. One of the
Definitely.
kids brought in magic cards, like I said. And he actually has some real magic cards now, not just the
Oh,
lands.
land.
And I'm like, ooh, want me to bring those in too? I can trounce you at that too.
I don't even remember what happened to my magic cards. I think I gave them all up.
Mine are they're with my old Pokemon cards somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, this Sun and Moon Guardian Ride.
Yeah, it is a beast of a set. Like, I won't even feel bad if I went and bought another box. I won't, but I wouldn't feel bad if I did.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those. And again, Pokemon cards I can get into enough.
And what I like about the Pokemon cards is that it's got a good age range where you
Totally.
can play it with kids and still have a good time. You
Yep.
play it with people your age, you're still gonna have a good time.
Yep.
Something like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, it just seems so. I don't want to say like an adult game, but it
Yu-Gi-Oh's
just,
definitely an older teen type into adult game.
yeah. Magic is huge.
Magic's way older.
It's only adults that play the game.
Well, because it is. There's a lot of reading to Magic,
There's a lot of strategies.
and there's way more strategy to Magic. Pokemon, you can legitimately win if someone pulls a bad
deck.
like
Like, you can have the best deck in the world, but if you can't draw anything, you're hooped.
you pulled a bad hand and this guy beats you with a Bellsprout.
That's it. That's
That's the ticket. That's one of my students beat me that way. Is I literally had the one Pokemon I think I pulled, and he finally, like, it took him a while. He beat it down though. Like, it was Articuno EX, so it took him a while to beat it down, but he got that one down, and I had one Pokemon left, and I just nothing.
Yep.
And he had something moronic where I'm sitting there going, oh man, I'm gonna get beat by Ekans or something stupid. But it happens.
It happens.
Whereas, yeah, Magic, unless you screw up,
Yeah.
it is very hard to lose it. Like,
Yeah,
it's like chess. If you do the wrong move, you're hooped.
It's very, because in Pokemon, I've seen games turn complete 360.
Sure.
at a drop of a dime.
Well,
I've
especially
seen
with
that.
now with the GX moves and the EX stuff and all that jazz
Mm-hmm.
going on, like that's. And I feel the GX moves are better than the EX stuff,
It depends on how you work
but
it.
just in
Yeah.
terms of like, EX I found to be very. I'm playing this card. It's pretty.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome, and you're gonna pretty much have to play an EX to counter me in some way, shape, or form, or
Yeah.
make sure you've set up something to counter me.
I think the balance between EXs is that prize loss, because
Yes.
when you lose an EX, and even GXs still,
GX is still 2.
you still lose 2 prize cards.
But-
But there are still decks around the format that don't
Oh, yeah.
play EX cards and
Which
don't play
makes sense
GX
to me.
cards.
And to me, like the GX
So-
card is a very,
I think
snap.
there's a reason why you're playing it.
Yeah.
And what I like about GXs the most is that they aren't just basic Pokemon anymore.
No,
the
you
big thing
sometimes
of-
have to evolve. Like,
And the
yeah,
big thing about EXs was, even though they were a fully evolved Pokemon,
you could just play them,
which was
and
kind
that
of dumb.
that confused me to
That was
no end. 'Cause,
super dumb.
again, my kids sit there and go, "Well, I play this one," and I'm like, "Well, you can't play like a Charizard."
No, if it says basic,
And he's
you're-
like, "No, it's a basic card. Like, my kids have to point
Yeah.
this stuff out to me
Yeah.
because I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at it going, oh, Charizard's the 3rd evolution. You need,
no,
do.
Like,
He goes,
there's
no,
a-
it's basic. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, snap. Like,
yeah. So there's like these GXs are back in the olden days with the Pokemon card game. EXs used to be stage 2s, stage 1s as well.
Yeah.
Like that used to be a thing, and so I don't know where EXs got off on the wrong foot or something like that. Like that. They started printing money cards is what they wanted to do. They wanted to print like popular Pokemon in these big cards that people could just play down right away.
yeah. And I
And
mean, you
so-
have like your Ninetales, your Alolan
Yeah.
Ninetales.
It's still a
you
state-
still need a Alolan Vulpix.
I still need a Vulpix for that. Even something like Tapus are all basic Pokemon.
Yeah.
All the Tapus are basic Pokemon. Like Chargebug or
Vigavolt.
Vigavolt. Vigavold's still
Yeah.
a stage 2. It's actually a fairly cool Pokemon.
Yeah, he's
That's another one on my build list. That's another card on my build list. And so yeah, GXs, I think it's a very good balance. Other than that piece of garbage there.
But Toxapex, like same thing.
Toxapex is stage
yeah.
1. They make you work to basically use these Pokemon. Like there's a reason to play these big chunky Pokemon because they, it takes a little while, but it makes sense. Whereas I'm gonna put down a Charizard EX. I'm gonna put down my Blastoise EX. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, that's
because the big thing about last year's format, and it's currently kind of this year's format until EX is kind of rotate out, is that it's been super fast. And people have been sort of really playing short games.
Yeah.
With GXs now, it's going to be a fairly long game because you're going to have to evolve into those GX Pokemon. You're going to have to find a way to knock out those GX Pokemon because some of them have upwards of 250 health.
And again,
it's not going to be easy to,
when do you use that GX Pokemon too? Because sometimes their GX move is like, again, like I keep like I got Wishy-Washy and I'm sitting there going, okay, how am I going to use this? And essentially it's when Wishy-Washy starts to die, use this move to transfer your energies away, do a ton of damage and take out one of their guys and call it and just say goodbye to Wishy-Washy. But at the same time, Wishy-Washy's like the basic Wishy-Washy card, his ability
it allows you to basically transfer them in.
allows you to transfer them
It's
in.
a tag team.
So
It's
you
tag game.
can. The
It's a
cool
tag game.
part for that
Yeah.
one for me is I can put Wishy-Washy in my deck, or in my bench, the regular one. Start detaching energies to him, and everybody's going, "Oh, it's a Wishy-Washy, like
Right.
that's man." And then all of a sudden,
Yep.
and all of a sudden, I have a GX card out there doing.
Yeah,
some,
like even some of the basic Pokemon are like the smaller Pokemon have some interesting abilities. Like Mimikyu is really, really cool.
the Koala I thought was actually interesting.
Yeah.
If you put energy on him, he falls asleep, but he has to be asleep to attack.
It's a catch-22.
Yeah,
but
but
I think
his
his
attack
attack
does a
wakes
ton-
him.
it-
But I think it wakes him up.
I think it does. Like that's the
think
thing.
it's
You
an
have to pretty
attack.
much keep adding energy
Yeah.
to him to make him fall asleep
Yeah.
to attack. But he does a pretty good, like a decent amount of damage on his attacks. You're like, do I waste the energies to keep like putting him to sleep, sort of thing? It's very
It's a catch-22.
yeah. No, there's some very cool strategies coming out with this one where I found like my Articuno deck, I could just
Honestly,
play Articuno.
yeah, like those trainer cards are going to be huge moving forward in this set, and yeah, like even if you buy them singly, like that's fine, that's good. But
Yeah.
now that the set's out, it's going to change a lot of
Oh,
things.
for sure. No, this was the last one at Walmart the other day, and I'm like, well,
Oh, it's totally
it's the
with you.
last one sitting there. Got to do it.
Mhm.
Got to do it. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with these new cards. It's quite something.
Mm.
Even the art style on some of them is actually.
Oh yeah,
really
some
cool
of
too.
them are super cute and super like fierce and ferocious and.
And then some of them look like they were. It's like the Gothita one.
Gothitelle?
The that one.
Oh, Garbodor?
Nope. Next to him.
Oh, Gothita.
The Gothita, where it's like, yeah, she's like looks
Well,
like
look
she's
at-
made of
have
clay.
You,
and
have you
put
seen
in
the Goomy one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Goomy one is a hand stitched one.
That's the
I
one
think-
I was looking for.
I think they tried to do that's at the back. It's
It
a
is at
dragon.
the back.
It's a dragon type.
Someone knows what he's talking
It
about.
always goes grass, fire, water.
Yeah, him. And that was the other one because I have one of him upstairs, and I'm just like, oh my.
I think they try to.
sausage.
I think they tried to slip in one of those hand sewn pictures every set because I think the last one was a Poliwag that was hand sewn.
Then sell those things, man. Sell those things. But yeah, some of the cards are just really cool. And the GX cards, some of them are just wicked.
And those full art and rainbow rare cards are just. They're super pretty to look at.
They are pretty to look at. And I mean, I got one of the I got Metagross, and he's not like the prettiest one to look at in rainbow form.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm looking in this book, and Decidueye looks wicked. And,
Decidueye's great.
Incineroar looks amazing, and like, there's just so many kind of cool ones in there that.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the students was asking me if I had the Primarina one, because I had Decidueye.
Yep.
And he's like, well, where's like the water one that's all evolved? And I'm like, I didn't buy that themed deck. You told me to not do all water Pokemon. I'm trying to branch out here, kid. Like, and I didn't pick that. I picked
Decidueye.
Wow.
Rowlet.
Oliver.
Owliver. He's got an arrow. So that's what I've been up to this week.
Lots of Pokemon.
Lots of Pokemon stuff.
And for you, this is way big. Like, for me, I bought cards, and I'm like, woo.
For your kids, like.
And yeah, for me, I'm like, ooh, shiny. Whereas you, it's like, this is a whole new game.
Yeah, it does feel like a brand new, like next year is going to be super fun. Once the rotation happens in August, something like that. So.
But that's what a new that's what a new expansion to a card game should be.
Yeah, the last even 3 or 4 sets have been
Put
cool.
new
Like it's
cards.
like I got this set for this one card. I got a set for like these 2 cards. No, this set, almost everything is good.
Gotta revamp and do that. Yeah, and actually,
like it's gonna change a lot of decks going forward.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Pokemon.
stuff. Pokemon.
See, we can do other things other than sports. As an off-topic, on-topic sort of
Off-topic,
thing.
on-topic.
Something we've been doing, Pokemon.
Pokemoning.
So yeah.
Yep. I got my Pokemon Go Plus finally working, so that's cool. Do I even have it with me today? Yes, I do. Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever.
It's a Pokemon Go Plus.
Yeah.
It's been out forever, so. Because I got a new phone, and finally it works on the new phone, and yeah. That's it for our post-credit show. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Whoa.
We really appreciate it.
Whoa.
You know what else we really appreciate? Why don't you subscribe to us on YouTube? Go to our website, Barrel Roll News.
BarrelRollNews.com.
You'll find, again, stuff about our YouTube, stuff about our Facebook, Twitter. We don't have Instagram. I feel like we should try that. I don't know how to Instagram. You just take pictures, right? I think something of food. Yes. We don't do food stuff here. Periodically we do.
We could Snapchat things. Should we snap?
I don't
You
know.
tell us if we should Snapchat.
If you want us to Snapchat or Instagram, post it in our Discord channel. Give us some feedback. If you want us to do that, that's the best place to let it all out.
Another way to give us feedback is to go to our Patreon page. Because by, giving us money, you have, like, a lot of power over us.
We're obligated to do stuff if you do that to us.
Yes.
Stuff. Do stuff to us.
Oh.
That's the takeaway if you're watching right now. Do stuff to us.
Oh, dear.
That's what.
Oh, no.
That's our new thing. Do stuff to us.
Just make everybody else panic when they show up that day. What does it say, do it to us on the screen? Do stuff to us.
They gave us money.
Someone stuffed us money. We have to stuff something else.
We need to shove this.
Graham, bend over.
We need to stuff this seed way up your butthole. Just way up your butthole.
Hold on, I'll get a pool cue.
I've done it too many times. It's just loose. I can't. We gotta get fresh meat.
With that, everybody, on that note.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for watching. And
We'll see you guys next week.
Yes, Saturdays.
Yes. Still Saturdays.
Still Saturdays.
Still Saturdays.
Yeah.
Bye.